right. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Jen. It's Tuesday, so that means it's time for another weekly team call. I'm so excited for those of you that are on live. I know some people are going to probably hop on. Oh, so look, it's already happening. Some people are going to probably hop on as we get going. But today is a really awesome day. Not because there's a team call, just because your freaking eyeballs are open and you have the capability to watch all of us on this Zoom call. Like, you have the technology, you had the resourcefulness to figure out how to use Zoom, whether this is your first time or your millionth time, right? And you're here and you're ready to learn and you're ready to grow. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you that I feel like should already be something that I feel like is common sense, but sometimes people are just like, I'm going to listen and I'm just going to nod my head, or I'm just not even going to nod my head and I'm just going to sit there and listen to you and watch TV at the same time. So get a notebook out if you don't have one already. So if you need to get up and grab some type of paper or some pen. There was a really interesting statistic that Tony told us when we first got there on the first day. And he said that in 4 weeks, so I mean, 4 weeks is a very long time. I don't even remember what we freaking talked about 4 weeks ago. But in 4 weeks, if you just passively listen to content, so this is like you listening to podcasts, this is listening to audiobooks, listening to team calls, and you just passively listen to it, you will retain about 10% of that information. Now, if you take notes while you listen, so this is not even like intensive notes. It's just like Kelly talks about this all the time, that she'll be listening to stuff. She's telling me she's at the grocery store and listening to Tony Robbins and like stopping or shopping and like writing on a notepad, on a sticky note. I mean, I've done that before too, like in traffic, and you're just like, oh, this sucks. But you're listening to something and something resonates, and you can just write a couple words down that's going to help trigger that memory for you. So that's you increase your chances of retaining information that you learn about 40 to 55%. Now, if you take notes and you engage, so we're going to talk a lot about physiology. I mean, I might even start running my team calls a little bit differently. I think we're going to get back to, none of you remember this other than Kelly pretty much, that back in the day, we used to start our team calls with dance parties. And we used to we just put on some music and we all just start dancing. And, you know, for those of you that are a little bit more shy and timid and you think that everyone's like staring at you, which we really aren't, we're just all like paying attention to ourselves. You know, but even some people would just be kind of like nodding their head. You know, when you start to smile and you start to carry that physiology, you'll start to notice that you feel differently. So that's a big thing, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I let me just get onto the call before my time is up, and it's like, you have 2 seconds left. So, hey, Noella. Okay. So I'm so excited. Who's all here? Ashley, Brandy, Erin, Hazel, Kelly, Noella, and Sarah. Sarah, is that yours, Kelly? Oh, yay. Oh, is that Sarah you? That's Sarah you, huh? Oh, okay, I got it. I got you. Sarah, I got you. Remember, you can always type to me too as I'm talking and rambling. So you don't have to unmute yourself and, you know, throw my juju off. Okay. Juju on that beat. Wait, hold on. Does anybody know that dance? I'm trying to learn it. All I know is you do something and you do the running man. I bet Erin's kids know it. Anyways, okay. So here we go. Presentation mode. Let's go. Okay. Unleash the power within. 11/15/16. It's an important day to me. I've been with my husband for 7 years now. Not like married, but like, you know, dating anniversary, because I'm a chick and I count that day. Okay, recognition, very quickly. Number one, I want to shout out everybody. If you're watching the replay or if you're on the call, if you're part of a challenge group, I'm shouting out specifically the 2 groups that I'm helping, you know, co-manage. So No Excuse November, which is for everyone that is not doing Core to Force, basically, and then our Core to Force test group. We're doing accountability partners, so I went through and I spent like 2 hours, like tracking everyone's points and trying to, make sure I was being fair, make sure I was, trying to get my head on straight. But I have to tell you that it gave me freaking goosebumps. Like, it made me just so flipping excited to see people tagging each other and everyone just in it to win it. I know we're only on day 2. And so I know how statistically this will go, but I think that we are defying the odds by partnering people up, and I think it's a really great model. So I definitely want to share our success once these groups are done, especially for those of you that are kind of independent running your own groups. This is such a great idea that I implemented last year within my Facebook groups before the app was out, and it was a total success. Second thing is team spirit. So team spirit, teen spirit, Nirvana. I think that's why my neck is sore from head banging to Smells Like Teen Spirit when they played it, Unleash the Power Within. But the first week we were number 14 out of 425 teams. And then last week we were number 27, which is not a bad thing. I hope you don't see that as a bad thing, because I'm so not a competitive person. You know what I mean? Like, some of you are like, I'm sure for those of you that are even in the groups, you're like, I'm going to win this. Like, I'm going to win it. That's so not my nature. I just love being a part of it. And just the bonus is like, just being able to rank like not last is a total blessing to me. So I'm so proud of everyone that's a part of it. Even if you weren't in time to be a part of it, because you had to be a coach before October 31st and like register with us, just cheering us on and being a part of that team and using hashtag team, I think it's hashtag set it off legacy. If you just use that hashtag when you're posting in social media, specifically Twitter and Instagram, that counts towards our team spirit. So even if you're not technically, able to count towards that, you can definitely help us maybe win the most spirited award. Okay, Success Club incentive for this month. So if you help at least 3 people get started with Shakeology and a challenge pack, either as a coach or as a challenger, you can get on next month's call with Amy fucking Silverman. Yes, I said the F word, which I will tell you the reasons why I'm going back to cussing after going to Unleash the Power Within, because Tony gave us a specific reason for language. But anyways, Amy Silverman, if you don't know who she is, she's number 2. She finished number 2 out of 450,000 coaches in the network, okay? She is a big freaking deal, and she's kind of the reason why I'm here before you guys today. She gave me belief in this business and belief that you didn't have to be squeaky clean to be successful. So please, 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 I mean, she's a busy, busy woman, so, but she told me anything for me, so I feel really breasted, really blessed. I don't feel breasted, because those are lacking as we court a force. But I feel very blessed that we have an opportunity, to learn from somebody that's been in this business for 6 years and has really taken off with it. And you can ask her behind the scenes, raw, real, intimate questions. These Success Club calls are not meant to be like, okay, this is like, let's like pull out the rug from underneath them and let's figure out like, what were your strategies? What did you do? You can ask any question. Nothing's off limits. So make it happen. Make it happen. So speaking of making it happen, these are the people that have made it happen so far that have Success Club points on the board. Jamie, Kelly, Carrie, Noella, Crystal, Jeanette, Erica, Whitney, Carmen, Keisha, Candace, Ember, which is technically Kelly, Lisa, Alex, Michelle, Brandy, and me. And the people that are highlighted and bolded have already hit Success Club. Jeanette's at Success Club 6. Whitney's at Success Club 5. Say Success Club 8 times in a row as fast as you can. That is the best tongue twister. And then me, I'm at Success Club 14, which I'm really, really freaking excited about. And I never celebrate myself. So I'm going to celebrate myself and go girl, go girl. You have 14, you have 14, you have 7 fucking people this month already, and you ain't even done. So I hope you celebrate yourself as well. If you have some points on the board, or if you're about to have some points on the board and help somebody, I really hope you make your own little dance and rap song for yourself and look in the mirror and like kiss yourself and tell yourself you freaking rock, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Last but not least, Noella. Noella is pushing for diamond by next Wednesday. So please, if you're watching this live or if you are watching this on the replay, go send Noella a message on behalf of me and the rest of the team. Go send her a message of encouragement. Tell her how much she freaking rocks, because by her pushing herself, I mean, this is a specific deadline because we're trying to meet a huge goal for 2-star by the end of the year. And when she hits it, I'm not saying if, when she hits it, she's going to show the rest of us what's possible when you really get yourself laser focused and you make no excuses. So please give her some encouragement, because I know you can never, we're all women here, right? You can never tell us enough encouragement. Last but not least, upcoming groups. We have an Ultimate Reset group starting on the 28th. For those of you that have done the reset or you want to do the reset, I highly recommend it. 5-day clean eating group. Same time, the 28th through December 2nd, I think it is. December 3rd, I don't freaking know dates. And then our December accountability group is on the 5th. So just some, just jot them down. Just know that those are things you could be inviting to right now if you're having conversations. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about Unleash the Power Within. So let me get myself in a seated position that doesn't make my leg fall asleep. So Tony Robbins, if you don't know who he is, you should go Google him as soon as we're done. Write his name down and get out from underneath the rock you've been living in. But this man has helped over 50 million people. Did you hear me? 50 million people from over 80 countries. The event that I was at had over 10,000. It was 10,500 people at that event. It was the largest Unleash the Power Within he's ever done. And there were about 20 different countries there. So there were people that flew from like Africa, Australia, Europe, like there were just all these different people. So it's a 4-day event learning how to tap into your inner strength by understanding your psychology, your neuroassociating conditions and patterns, your beliefs, and your overall vitality for health. It's a total immersion of becoming your best self. Literally, it was like 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. I got maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. And it's okay to do things like that every once in a while, right? Like they think you can survive on 4 hours of sleep, and I'm like, whatever, you believe what you want to believe. But I definitely think that I sacrificed because this is such the quickest way to really change who you are and to completely immerse yourself in this environment. And so my new personality that y'all can refer to me as now is J Star. Some of you already know me as J Star, but if you don't know, now you know. Because I'm J Star, and that is my personality. That nickname has been around. I actually have it tattooed on the back of my neck, but it's a personality that I developed when I became a fitness instructor. More specifically, when I was starting to apply to become a presenter, so to train instructors. And so I was always this timid, shy, depressed, like outcast, like not sure of myself kind of person. So, but when I became a presenter and also when I became an instructor, I just had to, I called it my persona. It's like when I put on that Britney Spears microphone, I tapped into a different part of myself that was within me, but was not my natural state. So I want you to think of it, I want you to start thinking of your alternate personality and what would you nickname that personality? And you already have it in you. You already have it in you. You've seen it at times. When you needed to get shit done, when you had to step up, when there was no other option, right? Bills had to be paid, kids had to be taken care of. It was you. You had to do it. And if you didn't have kids, I mean, just think of a time where it was just like, it's do or die, baby. Like we're doing this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's like that part of you. That's why it's called Unleash the Power Within. So before I get going, because I know there are some people that are very sensitive about language, and I totally respect that. I respect it 100%. And I thought it was really cool because there were little kids at this event. I mean, I'm talking like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, teenagers. And Tony did a little disclaimer when he started where, and it's even in my book. Oh my gosh, can you see? You probably can't see this. Maybe you can. But it says, Freud discovered that in every culture there are words which are considered taboo. Words that are rarely spoken aloud, but when they are, produce a dynamic transformation in the emotional responsiveness of the listener. He was one of the first clinical practitioners to use intense language and taboo words with a therapeutic aim. In this tradition, Tony Robbins will, and at times deliberately use shocking language in order to establish an atmosphere of honesty and emotional authenticity. While not giving a place in polite society, these words can be used to trigger deeper emotions. This language is strategically, according to specific situations, to spark the participant to achieve a higher level of accountability. So, when I throw in F-bombs and I say certain words, it's to emphasize. I did grow up, and this is a separate conversation. I won't go too much into it, other than when I use foul language or language that's a little bit aggressive, it's to prove a point. I want you to focus on that. I'm trying to trigger something within you. So, just let it be. You don't have to agree with the way that I speak or speak the way that I speak, but it's designed, it shocks you, especially for those of you that are that love to cuss, or for those of you that just despise it. It triggers something in with you when I say what the fuck instead of what the freak. It triggers something in you, and you're like, whoa, like your brain goes, whoa, she's saying the F word, even if you use that word all the time. So anyways, just giving you the reasoning behind my language. Okay, so my biggest takeaways to apply to our business. I'm going to try to be clear and concise, and then you can ask me any other questions that you may have. But I just know that I'm going to be giving you a lot of nuggets throughout the next probably month of things that I've learned, and I'll be coaching in a completely different way, especially to my personally sponsored coaches. And also just anyone in my downline that reaches out to me, because I just have I just feel like a different person. So, number one, I want you to know that you are not unique in your fears or your stress. And this is what tends to happen with people that are achievers. They use the word stress, but it's really just masking the word fear. Oh man, I'm really stressed out. Oh man, there's so much stress at work. Oh my gosh, there's so much stress on Facebook. Oh my gosh, there's so much stress, with all these responsibilities I have to do. I'm so stressed out. It's fear. It's fear. We all have fear, and it's okay, And I think the thing that I learned that they would, Tony would go and do these interventions where he would ask people to say some of their fears or why they were there or talk to them. And you start to realize, he would talk to someone and be like, who else here feels that way? Who's felt that way? Who has felt like they didn't matter, that they didn't have a place in this world? And he's like, everyone raise your hand that has felt this way. And you see the whole fucking arena raise their hand. You know what I mean? We get so in our own heads about what things mean. And especially with coaching, I speak specifically to those of you that are grinding, and then also those of you that are starting to embark on this new journey, that your fears are going to punch you in the freaking head because you're doing something that's so new. Your nervous system's alert, alert, alert. It thinks you're going to die, because that's just the way our bodies are built. It's the fight or flight syndrome. And so you're going to notice at times that you're going to want to retreat. You're going to want to take yourself away from the pain, or just being the fear of failure, or whatever fears you have. The biggest things that stop people from playing full out in this business or in anything that they're trying to pursue is these are the universal fears that we all have. No matter how much you work on them, they are at the base level. They will always be there. This is the thing about successful people and just people that take full action and play full out in their lives. You always have fear. It never goes away. We don't just go to the garden and go, there will be no weeds. There will be no weeds. There are no weeds. There are no weeds in this garden. There are no weeds in this garden, right? It's not just reading The Freaking Secret and just sitting on your ass and being like, well, I'm going to be a superstar diamond coach making $1 million a year. It doesn't work that way, right? We're not affirmations are delusions. And some of you that write down affirmations are like, oh shit. Affirmations are delusions. I'm going to teach you a better way to implement that idea, but just know that at the core essence of everything, we all fear not being enough. and that we won't be loved. So when I see some of you back away from this business or take a step back, or I can see your full potential, but yet you just get in your own fucking way, it's because I know you're afraid that you won't be enough. Like you won't do it good enough. You won't do it perfect enough. You won't have enough people to talk to. You won't hit Success Club enough. Or at the core being of it, you won't be loved. You're going to hurt the people around you. The people around you are going to judge you. The people around you aren't going to show you love anymore. We do everything because we have 6 basic human needs. And those needs are, very quickly, the need for certainty, the need for variety, so uncertainty, isn't that funny how that works? The need for significance, the need for love and connection. This doesn't matter what culture you grow up in, what part of the world you live in, we all need love and connection. We crave it. We crave it. And then the last 2 are the need for contribution and the need for growth. So those are your basic human needs. And so a lot of us, I see it. I see it all the time. You're so afraid of being judged because at the core essence, you're afraid you won't be worthy of love. And you have to know that the people that are going to love you may not be those people who are on the surface for you right now. The people that you have, it's conditional. You know the saying, unconditional love? It's that for a reason. It means those people love you even if they can't really understand why they don't agree with you. And it's just loving them from an unconditional place. But if you have friends that if you started this business and they think you're a scam and they're just waiting for you to fail, or, you're just so worried about people saying no to you or coming off super salesy, that's what's happening. But I want you to know too, that the only way you're going to get happiness is to take some freaking action, and that progress is happiness. When we're going after our goals, a lot of you are in the challenge group right now and you have a weight loss goal, you have a size. We're women here. Don't even freaking lie to me right now. You have a number on the scale and you have a size that would be your ideal. Like if you hopped on the scale and it said the number, you'd be like, oh. Now some of you are further along in your journey where that's not your only means to happiness. As I'm totally at that point right now. But we're more after the feeling. There's a feeling we want with the goal, because you achieve a goal, and I'm sure you've had it happen where you achieve a goal and then you're like, yay! And then that's it, right? Like, yeah, I did it! And then it goes away. It's the law of familiarity. The more familiar we are with something, the less we appreciate it. It's just natural. It's what happens. And so if you are only focused on hitting a goal, and you're not realizing that person you become in that journey and the progress that you experience is the happiness. So for those of you that are just miserable working out and eating healthy and drinking your Shakeology, and you don't want to post on social media, and you don't want to do this, and you're too fucking busy and blah, 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 then you're missing the whole point. You know what I mean? It's not going to smack you in the face one day to be like, yes, I'm now this person. So, I always talk about the become, do, have. You have to become the person so that you do the actions that person does, and then you can have the things they have. I've just got, if you haven't watched the documentary about lottery winners and the statistics with that and how many of them go broke, it's because they didn't earn it. They are not a millionaire mindset. And so they're not going to do the things that millionaires do. And they just drain all their money, blow it on drugs, blow it on fucking materialistic things. And then they end up worse than where they started. So trade expectation for appreciation. And you have the ability to change your state in an instant. Some of you think change is this long, drawn-out process. It really isn't. I can tell you in 4 days of immersion, I've been triggered, or I've been anchored in a pattern where he had us clench our fist, and I can literally clench my fist and get into a different state because he had me channel happiness, laughter, gratitude, sadness, all within just a matter of minutes. You know what I mean? And it's really true. And so if you're watching this right now and you don't realize that you're frowning, like put a fucking mirror in front of you right now. like turn your phone on if you're not on your phone right now, and have it like, if you can see make sure you can see yourself right now. And as you're listening to me, I want you to force yourself to smile. And yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And yes, you're going to be like, she can't even see me. And yes, that's true, but you can see yourself. And I just want you to, for the rest of this call, smile. Okay? So just smile, and you can think I'm crazy and you can think it's stupid, but it's science, and you can't argue with it, because I guarantee you that if you keep smiling for the rest of this call, by the time we're done, this won't even be an effort. You'll feel it. You'll be like, wow, I kind of feel good. Like, I kind of feel good right now. And you won't really know why. And it's because you can put yourself in a state. You can put yourself in a physiology where you can change your emotions. I was somebody that was severely depressed for over a decade, you know, and I even said it recently where I'm like, it comes and goes. And it's really just a matter of me changing my state. Okay, so I won't drag on too much longer about that, because I'm sure I've been talking for a while. Okay, number 2 is to be in this for the long haul. So you need to ask yourself the right questions. And I want you to understand that where your focus goes, your energy flows. And the questions that we ask in our head determine our emotion, because our feelings our thoughts are emotions. If you always ask yourself, why me? Why isn't this working? How am I going to do this? Where are all the people at? Why is no one responding to my messages? Why is no one commenting on my posts? Why am I so fat? Why can't I get this right? Why am I always so sad? Why am I so stressed out? How am I going to do? You know, do you understand? Like, when you start to ask yourself those questions, your brain is very intelligent. It's going to want to find an answer. So it's going to come up with something. Even if it's irrational, it doesn't make any sense. Your brain's going to come up with something to fill in that void and fill in that gap. And so asking yourself the right questions, 3 decisions that will control your life is, what am I going to focus on? What does this mean? So when you're upset, you're angry, someone says something to you, someone gives you a look, someone cuts you off, someone posts something on Facebook that you don't like, or someone comments on your post that you don't like, your significant other ignores you, your children are acting like brats. Like, what does this mean? Because you've made a story in your head what that means to you. So when you start to ask yourself more intelligent questions, your brain's going to come up with more intelligent answers. And then the last question that you should ask once you think about those 2 things, what am I focusing on? What does this mean? What's the next question? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You have a choice. I needed this quote today where it says, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. I'm going to say that again, and I hope you write it down. Pain is inevitable, or pain is universal. Pain is universal. We all feel pain. But the suffering is optional. So when we are starting to make a change, when we are starting to be in this coaching thing for the long haul, and let's see if I'm going to get out of this, because I'm going to explain to you the mastery process, and also just the process of doing anything and being successful. Oh shit, we only have 6 minutes. We're probably only going to get through these 2. Sorry. I'm very passionate. Can you tell? Let's stop the share, because I need to draw something for you really quick. What can I do? I did this for Kelly. Okay, so this is what a dabbler does, you guys. When a dabbler is learning something new, this is what they do. So they go, okay, sweet, we're learning something new. It's going good. I'm getting results. This feels great. There's so much to know. I'm learning so much. This sounds awesome. And then you plateau. This looks different for everyone, okay? So this might be like you actually got some results, or maybe you were just really excited and really pumped up, and then something happened, right? Life got in the way, you got uninterested, you couldn't work out, people are saying no, and then you got busy. It happens, right? You got sick, kids got sick, it's just something happened, okay? This is what a dabbler does. They go, oh, this shit's stupid. I don't like this. And then they go on and do something else. So Tony said, you know, so if you're playing tennis and you kind of plateaued out, you go, oh, fuck this shit. And then you go and play squash. right? So this is someone, I'm sure y'all know somebody like this. They get a boyfriend and they're like, he's dumb. He's so stupid. He doesn't get anything that I say. I don't like him. And then you go get a new boyfriend, right? So let me clear that out. So that's a dabbler. Dabblers, and I want to stress, don't be a dabbler in this business because you won't go very far. Because here's the thing about what we do and about being a master. A master knows the road ahead and they can anticipate. And if you don't know already, I'm going to tell you. I want you to anticipate that this is going to get hard at some point if it hasn't already. And you will hit a plateau and things that you were doing will not work. And you're going to have to figure something out. So here's what I did for a couple years, and even me and Kelly were laughing about this because we both did this. This is the stressor achiever. So you go through, can you see my drawing? Hold on, let me draw. So the stressor achiever does the same thing. So they go up, 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 and then they plateau, and then they go, what the fuck? This shit's not working. I need to figure something out. Try a new approach. Try a new diet. Ask some more people. Get aggressive. Don't sleep. Figure it out. Create an event. Email people. Incentives. And then you break through. And then you go to the next level. And then that, of course, repeats itself because it's inevitable. We will plateau. And then the stressor achiever freaks out. I gotta go do more, be stressed, freak out. And then they break through, right? So this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is that this is what a master knows. They know, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit a plateau. Okay, let me change my approach by 2 millimeters. Let me just make a slight adjustment. And usually this adjustment will come from someone that is an expert. So this is learning from a mentor. This is watching YouTube videos. This is reading a book. This is, connecting with an accountability partner that is in this business, that has been in here longer than you. And so you'll try something new. It'll look like it's not working initially. Just like when Tiger Woods switched his swing, he sucked at first, but then all of a sudden it gets exponentially better very, very quickly. It dips down a little bit and then it gets way better. And you just continue to repeat that process. So I want you to keep that in mind as you're going through this journey of coaching, that it's a mastery process. If you want to be a master, you're going to have to know the road ahead. And I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid of it, because this is just life. This is weight loss. This is family. This is relationships. This is your work. This is your hobbies. This is everything in life. Everything goes through an ebb and flow. They go through a peak and valley. Not everything's sky high all the time, and not everything is deep darkness low. I know you agree with me. So the last takeaway that I do want to tell you was talking about physiology and priming, but I will just give you a link to the priming exercise that I really think you should take advantage of and do tomorrow morning before you start your day. I'm just telling you, I know a lot of you won't do it, but those that do it, you will notice a drastic difference in your day and in the way you feel about yourself, you feel about people. You will change your physiology. So before you do your workout, before you start your day, breathe deeply, get yourself into state. Like I'm smacking my hand a lot because this is what I was trained to do in those 4 days. Jump up and down, put on some good music, smile, fake it till you make it, and your body will believe you. The last thing that I want to leave you with is that I freaking love you. And I want you, I know you can't hear yourself, or I can't hear you, but repeat after me. And I know like 2 of you are only going to do this, but that's okay. I don't care. Say, point at yourself. Say it. Say, I freaking rock. One more time. Say, and scream it if you can. Scare your family. Freaking rock. You totally rock. You totally matter. You totally make a difference. And I'm sweating my pits out right now, but I can never tell you how much I love each and every one of you, even if we're not individually connected. You are a part of a bigger mission, and you give me goosebumps when I think about the fact that I didn't quit on myself and that I continue to push and grow, and that we can take each other to the next level if you are ready to play full out. I love you guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.